than a bagel, and there is nothing better than a New York bagel. So from Just Bagels, we have the 24-pack of the 3.5-ounce Challah Bagels in your flavor choice. Now, these are going to be delicious. They're going to have that soft bite, and they're going to be the perfect sandwich, whatever you want, or just buy themselves. For $49, you are getting 24 of them. 3 easy payments of $16.33 will get them to your front door. We have a few options for you. We have your plain, 24 of the plain. Then we've got your cinnamon raisin and your everything set, as well as a plain and everything. And we have the cinnamon raisin and everything combo. So you'll be getting 12 and 12 in each of those. It's item number M93430. You are getting this with free shipping and handling. Some of the reviews on QVC.com are rave after rave, but some say soft and delicious, arrived super fresh, love the softer bite. And I'm joined by my friend Cliff Nordquist, who brings us the best bagels of all time. Cliff, it is so good to see you right now.
How are you, John?
I'm great. How are you?
Safe over there?
Yes.
I know you got a big storm over there.
We do.
Okay?
We took a little break. We had a little weather warning,
All right.
but we are back in action.
You said we have the Challah Bagels tonight, but you know what we have? The Challah Bagels. That's what we have tonight, John. Okay.
Well,
That's what we have. Hallelujah, baby.
I need hallelujah for the Challah Bagels because, you know, I lived in New York for the past 10 years. I lived above a bagel shop. And I have been searching all over Pennsylvania trying to find something that recreates it.
Good luck.
And when I tried the Just Bagels bagels, I feel like I was transported. And that is really what you were bringing us. But it is very, you know, you have a very...
it is different.
Very different process because you have that 5-step process that really sets you apart.
We do. You want to just start with the 5-step process? It starts with the New York water. Even with the Challah Bagels, it's the same thing. If they roll that video, I can time it just perfect. There you go. It starts with the New York water from the Catskill Mountains, which is the best water in the world for pizza, pasta, bread. You know, it's got that perfect pH content, mineral content. It's a nice soft water for a crusty bagel. That, of course, is the malt and the molasses, nothing artificial, no colors, flavors, preservatives, peanut-free, tree nut-free, kosher, non-GMO, no trans fats. Really difficult to do all that. That, of course, is the boiling process because a real bagel is boiled. Otherwise, it's just bread with a hole in it. Then we bake it at 500 degrees on a Hearth steel-plated oven. Send it for a little run around the bakery, cool it down. And, you know, the day we make it is the same day we pack it and ship it. So we're going to ship them fresh. What's today? Today Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday.
Today Tuesday. Then these may go out tomorrow. They're either going to go out tomorrow or Monday. Okay, that's when they're going to go out. Either tomorrow or Monday, and you guys will get it either the very next day or a couple of days after. But you mentioned New York City bagels. What you didn't mention is the Challah Bagel because you're not going to find these in New York. You're not going to find these anywhere because we're the only ones that make it. We created it. This is a lighter, softer, sweeter, delicious bagel. Like if you like challah bread, this is our version of the challah bread, but no cholesterol, butter, fat, all of that stuff we took out. We found natural egg replacer, natural butter flavor. We use a little turmeric for the color. And you know what? We got a challah bagel, which is lighter, softer, sweeter, and just a absolutely fantastic sandwich bagel. This will elevate any sandwich you have, from a happy to meet you burger to any burger to any sandwich. It'll just elevate any sandwich you have. Which flavor do you want to dive into first?
I say we start with the tried and true. We start with the original, the plain.
You better believe it. So here we go. Let me get this in here. So that's our plain bagel.
Okay.
You notice the little yellowy shade there because we're trying to be challah bread here, but it's so soft. Look how soft it is.
Wow.
I'm going to try to break this apart, and it's going to take me a little while. You notice? Now, I don't have HD cameras. I don't have the food stylists here, but look at that. Look at that. So this is so soft, and it is just such a great sandwich bagel. You know, so this is basically our plain bagel with the malt and the molasses. Again, nothing artificial, boiled age, but now we made it softer, lighter, sweeter, fluffier, a little bit less ounces. It's 3.5 ounces, although it's the same size. You're never going to get full or bloated on this bagel. It's going to elevate every sandwich you can possibly make.
Right.
And I never thought the challah bagels would be this popular on QVC. I brought them to QVC, I want to say 3 years ago, and we have sold a lot of challah bagels.
I mean, they've been
So
wildly
many.
popular. And this brand
Yeah.
itself is a Customer Choice Food Award winner. And we've had how many,
Yes.
JP? Over 1,300 sold in this month alone of the challah bagels.
Yeah, the challah bagels are very popular.
That is just a testament to what you're getting, and these are arriving fresh to your door. You also have the option, you could get the 24 of the plain, and that breaks down, I gotta say, to $2 per bagel. As someone who lived above a bagel shop and most of my paycheck went to bagels, you will be hard pressed to find them at that price point, even in New York City. But we also have my favorite of all time, the everything option.
Oh, you
Tell
know
me
what,
about the everything.
Well, that's my favorite bagel of all time. And before I get into that, you just mentioned about $2 a bagel. And you know, if you think this price, some people might look at this offer and say, well, it's a little bit more expensive than our regular bagels. Well, yeah, it is, because these are really hard to make. The ingredients is very expensive. They're softer, lighter, sweeter, but the same process and the same everything. Look at that everything bagel. It just has the perfect ratios of topping from poppy, sesame, onion, and garlic, but nothing's overwhelming. It's very smooth. You know, we didn't want to be, you're not going to taste this and taste too much garlic or poppy or sesame. It's just very well balanced. Took us a couple of years to come up with the ratios of percentages of the topping. I think it's the best everything bagel on the planet. I could be a little biased.
I mean, you have not lived until you've tasted the everything challah bagel. And we also have a cinnamon raisin for you. I do have to say, as just a reminder, we have those combos, the plain and cinnamon raisin. If you are waiting on that, that is flying out the door. So call 800-500-7590, because I have a feeling once we describe the taste of this cinnamon raisin, you will be running to your phone.
We are. Well, you know what? New York City has a classic cinnamon raisin.
Right.
In New York, this is one of the classics, but now we have a little twist, because this has the cinnamon, it has the raisins, it has a touch of vanilla, it has the malt and the molasses, and it has that challah effect, where it's lighter, softer, sweeter. And you know what? You see, bagels are very interesting because everybody has a perception of what a bagel should be. Some people like a very hard bagel. Some people like a very soft bagel. Some people like a very dense bagel. But if you like a soft bagel, this is the one for you, because it's lighter, softer, sweeter. It's our imitation of challah bread, minus the cholesterol, the butter, and the fats, and all of that stuff. And it has, I just can't believe the life it took on at QVC. I mean, you know, we won customer favorite food 5 years in a row of all the food on QVC. And the challah bagel is really a big part of that, because look, you can get a bagel anywhere, any corner, but you certainly can't get a challah bagel.
No.
And, you know, I don't want to say our challah bagels are better than our regular bagels, but I can't compare them because nobody else makes a challah bagel.
Right.
So not only are our regular bagels amazing, but the challah bagels you're not going to find anywhere else. And that's why we're here tonight. And that's why we have many airings on the challah bagels. I thought we might have one or two of them, but we've had hundreds of them.
I mean,
that's
they're
how
just so popular. And you're able to make these into a multitude of things. As a reminder, you have the option of all those flavors. You can get 24 of the plain. You can get that plain and cinnamon raisin combo that is flying out the door. You can get the cinnamon raisin and everything. And you also can get that plain and everything combo. Call 800-500-7590. You can see there, you are getting that delicious challah bagel for $49, 3 easy payments of $16.33, and free shipping and handling. When we're talking about these bagels, because this truly is, as I say, the superior food that you can use from breakfast to dinner, what kind of smear am I putting on the cinnamon raisin?
Well, you know what? You're asking the wrong guy. I'm going to tell you why.
Tell me.
I'm a very simple guy. I like butter.
Great.
And I know that I do a lot of food shows, right? And cream cheese to butter is like 8 to 2. But I'm a simple guy. I like butter on the bagel. But quite honestly, you know, all of our regular bagels, you can put anything you want on them. It's just, like I said, it's going to elevate any sandwich, any meal. But these challah bagels in particular, I like to use these as a sandwich bagel, perhaps a bread basket. Like if you're serving dinner, you know, quarter these up and put them in your bread basket, because it's like a soft, sweet bread. And I don't want to say bread and bagel in the same sentence, but it is lighter, softer, sweeter. And really, you don't need any cream cheese or butter. You can eat these alone. But if you're making a hamburger, let me give you a hint. If you're making a hamburger, why would you use a bun that has a shelf life of 2 months.
Right.
When you could put it on a challah plain bagel, a challah everything bagel. I know we don't have the sesame tonight, but a challah sesame bagel, and it's just going to elevate that sandwich. But when you get these bagels home, I wanted to get that in. I know we're running out of time here. You know what you have to do there, John. You got to put them in the freezer immediately. Right. There's nothing artificial in here, no flavors, colors, preservatives. This is the opposite of a supermarket bagel. It's not going to last on the counter.
Okay.
It will go bad. This needs to be put in the freezer, good for a year in the freezer. Never going to take that long. You're never going to need them for a year. But then just follow the baking instructions, and I promise you're going to have something amazing. Elevate every meal.
Now you have the option of either the plain cinnamon raisin combo, the cinnamon raisin and everything, or that plain everything combo. All I say is don't wait. Make sure you are checking out of those carts. Call 800-500-7590. That's always the best way to reach us over here on QVC2. Cliff, it is always such a treat to get to spend time with you, and the fact that we are talking about those bagels makes my day. Thank you for checking in with us today.
Thank you so much. Have a great show.
And Cliff was talking about making, a bagel.